I was prosecutor in Argentina in the junta trials, we have almost 800 victims who were testifying. And I saw the impact of justice on them. I saw how, for them, they were recovering dignity. In '88, I came here to the center. And for me, it was interesting to see how you can help these people. Being in exile, alone, is complicated, you know? And so I was interested to see what you can do for these people. What happened is when we intervene in a case, basically we take care of the victims and we explain what happened to the victims. So suddenly, the victims became part of the debate. If not, victims are ignored. Justice is not just about putting people in jail. Justice is about recovering the real story of what happened with the people, with the victims. In our experience, victims like to tell us what happened to them. A young girl in Uganda, she was abducted, she was raped, she got a baby, she became a sexual slave, and then my investigator was interviewing her for 3 days because she escaped, and then we interviewed her. And of course, we had to do these detailed questions. That's complicated because we had to intrude in their life. So when my investigator, who was a wonderful Portuguese lady, finished her interview, when this girl started to cry and cry and cry and cry and cannot stop. So my Portuguese investigator apologized and said, "Look, I'm so sorry, but I have to do these questions. This is my duty." And the Ugandese lady said, "Don't worry, I'm not sad. I'm crying because I'm so happy. This is the happiest day in my life. No one pays so much attention to me than today." And these type of stories are normal for us. For instance, I remember another big story was a person from Darfur who escaped, and he told us his awful story that basically the Sudanese army and the militias working with it attacked his people in his village, and then they went to his house and they pillaged and they destroyed the house and they raped his daughters and his wife. And he said, and the worst is they forced me to watch when they were raping my daughter. And I was asking them, why are you doing this to me? But he said, today I'm very happy because now I can die. Because I knew one day you would come here to see me, to let me tell you what happened to me, and now I can die. I believe in some way we are empowering the victims, because what we are doing, we are transforming these painful stories into evidence who is useful to prosecute important people, powerful people. So in this sense, we are empowering them. Victims have a big role in the ICC. The ICC is the first international criminal court who allows the victim to come to the court to request compensation. I think it's important because the victim participation in the international criminal court, there is no jury system. It's difficult to have a jury system in international court. So the only popular participation is the victims, because the rest we are professional bureaucrats. So in this sense, I think this is very important, but we have to manage the proper way to let them to participate in the court without affecting the fairness of the trial. And the next challenge is how to compensate the victims, because victims can be compensated symbolically or with a community reparation or individual reparations. So that had to be defined, but there's no money for them. So the only way to get money is if we can get money from the defendants. We have a duty to protect the security and the well-being of witnesses. So we conduct a security assessment of the situation, then of the individual case of the witness, and then we define the process to protect them different ways. And also there is an area of victim and witness protection program that is basically organizing the protection of the witness. No, we interview the witnesses on the field, in different places in the world, and then when the trial started, yes, they had to come to The Hague. So, but all this management of the witness is not done by my office. It's a neutral area in the registry area called Victim Witness Unit, and they manage the witness. They travel with them, they help them in Netherlands, and they go back. Our first witness collapsed because he was a child soldier, and he was with Lubanga there, and the judges were warning him that, so the combination was too much for this witness. So we are trying to define protocols to protect them better. We are very careful with the victims who suffer trauma to avoid re-traumatization. So before we interview any victim, we first conduct a security assessment. If we can interview this person in a secure environment and be sure after that no one can affect her. But second, we do a psychological assessment, how to manage this person, so it's a psychologist interviewing her or him first. After that, we conduct interview, and after that, we keep in touch with the victim. We have to protect them as much as needed. So that's my job as prosecutor.